probably will.
Go on then.
Yeah.
And it's still bothering him even with the mask on.
Yeah, it is.
So
Okay, what are we,
we came to appeal our, the homeowners exemption.
removal?
Mhm.
Okay, why?
Well, first of all, the papers that were filed incorrectly. This is when Wayne's father died. Wayne's sister was the trustee of the trust and prepared the documents, and that's the document she prepared. Well, you'll notice it has 3 tracts of land.
Mhm.
It should only have 1. No, tract 1 is the house.
Jenny Lee?
The other 2 tracts belong to somebody else, probably belonged to the Southwicks at some point, but no longer belong.
And
So we tried to get his sister to fix it, but she's fed up with it. So we went through a title company, and this is how they had us change it.
so this was given to you in the estate?
Yes.
Well, I bought the
Yeah,
house from
yeah,
the
we-
estate, yeah.
Have you got the purchase agreement that when you bought it, or?
No, I didn't think to bring that. I thought the deed would be sufficient.
Yeah, when did you move in the house?
3 years ago,
Wayne's dad died,
March.
I have it, there it is, right here in my hand. He died March 9th of 2019,
Okay,
and we basically, because Wayne was allergic to the house that we were living in, he'd been actually living in a camper in our driveway because he became allergic to our house. And so I was living there, but he didn't react to his father's house. And so we were helping the last little while with his father's care, and Wayne didn't react to the house. So that's one of the big reasons why we bought the house, because
did you file for a homeowner's exemption?
Yes, we did.
When?
When we first presented the documents, but they were wrong. And we just got this, that it had changed ownership, this is just, what, in May? I think that was in May. And,
And is that because the new deed was filed?
The new deed was filed in June 6th of 2022.
okay,
Okay, but the old deed shows them possessing this property,
The
correct?
old deed was in the Southwick Family Trust name.
Are you members of this trust? Were?
We were, I
Yes.
was, yeah.
the trust has basically been
It was-
dismantled.
There were 5 of us to start with. My brother and my sister both passed away, so there's just the 3 of us. And my sister lives in Boise, and my little brother lives up here on the foothills. And we grew up out here in Ammon. Dad bought the house, oh my goodness, how many years ago?
A lot.
Quite a few, quite a few. And it's a nice home. It's a very nice home. And I can get in there. I worked with a bunch of caustic and toxic and biological items, and I built up
He
just
worked
an
out
allergy.
outside.
And I worked as a concrete finisher and with a lot of nasty stuff.
Okay, so when was the homeowner's exemption allowed in the beginning?
So the homeowner's exemption was allowed under the Southwick Spousal Trust, which is what they had it in to begin with. And then it moved to the Southwick Family Trust.
Right.
It was removed at that time because there was a change of ownership and no further paperwork was provided. No application was filled out for that. So,
Who was the spouse, the Southwick spousal?
Wayne's mother passed away first, and then it was transferred from her to Roy as the spousal trust, which is part of the Southwick Family Trust,
Mhm.
I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
And
And know you understand the legal.
No, well, no, I don't, I never worked with anything.
Oh, this type of stuff.
This type of stuff at all, so, but,
It's way above my head. I'm an old concrete finisher, so.
Okay, well, let's talk about when you resided in it.
so we did start residing in it in 2019.
When?
Basically,
March?
when his dad died, we started living there, even though, I mean, we knew we wanted to purchase the home from the trust, but it took time for all of that, the paperwork for his sister. She wasn't in any hurry to get things done.
And did you got a place in Jenny Lee or something, didn't you?
We have a house right next door.
You know, in Ammon?
No,
Oh, this is Jenny Lee.
on
This is Jen.
25th
right.
Street.
We own 975 and 995.
Okay, did you have a homeowners on that one?
We probably did.
Up through when?
Up until I just barely removed it on the 6th of June.
Okay.
Did it ever change owners?
It
Did
did
you
not,
sell the
but
other house?
because of the new.
Because of his allergies, we
Right.
have kept the house, because when his allergies get really flared up, I actually have to leave the house and
What are you
go live
doing
with
with
him.
the house, just renting it?
We're not even renting it,
Okay.
it's basically vacant, except when I have to.
Okay, that
Have somebody place to
changes
live.
what I was questioning, because you're only allowed one homeowner's exemption.
That's fine.
And you've had it on this one apparently. But
We
if
had, you had it on the other one,
yeah, on the other one, so you
Mhm.
can't have two by Idaho
okay,
Code.
but didn't that end? That's now ended?
In June, yeah.
June, so you'll
When
need-
your new one takes over on the new property, the 995, the
Okay.
one on 975 I removed
Okay.
for this year, because
Okay.
you're only allowed just the
So
one.
there was no lapse in time
So there
between the
was no
two?
lapse between the two,
So you'll have one continuous, it's just
right.
one's on one property.
Different
and then it
address?
continues onto the other.
Okay.
Right.
Is there a difference in
Thought I was
valuations?
gonna have to.
Yes.
Talk to Scott Hall
So
about it.
I had the treasurer's office just run some numbers for me for last year, and you would have received on the house last year, the 995, the one that's in question, you would have received about the same amount that you received on the house next door, that is yours, with that $125,000 exemption for having the homeowner's exemption.
Except the houses aren't valued at the same.
They're not valued the same, so I say about the same,
Okay,
because where I now know that you have not lived in this house for the past 3 years, but you've been claiming an exemption on it, if you're awarded both, then we have to do a recovery on the other, which is
Okay.
going to be for at least the last 3 years that you have not occupied it as your primary residence.
In other words, the simplest way is just to let it transition over and you're gonna be close,
okay.
assuming the assessor assesses those
Okay.
fairly similar, and it sounds like
You
they're
might,
similar homes.
it might help if you explain how the
Sure.
the homeowner's exemption applies to.
Well, that's fair enough. I mean,
Up
that's
to
not a
the
problem.
125,000.
Yeah,
And so-
so when you apply for your homeowner's exemption, when you sign your application, you state that you not only own but occupy it as your primary residence, which is what we did when you were sitting at my desk. And so, once we got all of the deed cleared up, they put it through so that Wayne's name is now as owner. We put the homeowner's exemption on for 2022. Now, if we go back to award it to you for 2021, then there has to be a recovery on either one or the other, because only one residence can be your primary. You can only have just the one. And so when they assess that, they go off the assessed value. Because it's over 250,000 for both houses, you receive the maximum benefit of 125,000, which means that's subtracted off of the top of your assessed value
Okay.
before it's taxed, and
Okay.
then you're taxed on the remaining value. And so right now, the one on the corner lot, you're right, they are different values.
Mhm.
But the reason that I say that it would be close to would be because the recovery would also involve interest and penalties if we have to go back to recover.
Okay.
Because you were receiving that exemption on a home that we weren't aware that you weren't living in at the time.
Except we do, I mean,
Well-
I do some, you know,
Well,
that's.
and it
but-
would have been different if you
Right.
had been renting it, but where it's just been empty, you can make the argument that it's still your home until you got the transfer
Okay,
done.
okay.
So-
Right, and so that's,
It just has been necessary and.
Right.
She spends a lot of time over there, I can't go in the house.
and I do
Yeah,
understand, which
but
is
you cannot.
why we didn't start the process for recovery, because you had stated that you weren't renting it, it was sitting vacant. You had just moved next door when Wayne's father had passed.
Mhm.
And so we didn't start the recovery process because you'd only had one, and I had no idea how long you'd actually been
Okay.
out of the house.
Right.
And so, one hand kind of washed the other
Okay.
as far as the exemptions went,
Okay,
but,
okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we don't want exemption on both places, that doesn't make
right,
sense.
no, I understand that,
Yeah.
I just want you to understand what we mean when we say you can only have just the
Sure,
one,
and that's fine, that's the way it should be,
so.
yeah.
Okay,
okay, so,
if that helps, be a
Yep.
good time to sell that house.
well, then I wouldn't have any place to live when, yeah,
Yeah,
No, I mean,
seriously, I
I mean,
wouldn't have
sell
any place.
your house and move into,
yeah,
It,
this is a weird thing, it's not normal.
how old was your dad when he passed?
97,
I was gonna say, 'cause I kinda remember.
he was healthy till the last week.
he didn't have any prescriptions.
Hmm.
He
And
did very well.
The week before he died, he went out and picked out his own casket.